It is now officially the night that I'm going to hate myself for the next 24 hours. For some reason, the camera's date was off by a day, and it hasn't been in the past. Or maybe it has. Maybe it has been off this whole time, and all my dates have been wrong thus far. My eye's like twitching. Usually it's my left eye that twitches, but now it's my right. When I say usually, I don't mean like I usually walk around with. I wanted to see how long this takes me. I'm starting at 9:24. I've taken some medication. My sleep schedule's screwed anyway. I got up to get Will at 8 and was actually very relieved to see that he hadn't responded to my 1 a.m. text. Reasonable enough. So I had the call with Chris, as you saw, and then went back to sleep and then woke up at like 2 or 3. Tried to get the day started, struggled a little bit. Watched some videos, ate some yogurt, made a couple bagels. Now I'm gonna sit in for the night and do the stuff that needs to be done. But there is a lot of video. I want to see how big the file for this last week is. 158 gigs, and I gotta edit through 158 gigs of footage. Some of it's 4K, some of it's like a couple raw pictures in there, but it's still a lot. 7 hours, 9.5 hours to edit and render and upload. Probably gonna be a little late on that. Richard, oh, the MacBook's done. Screen's fixed, battery's in. We're gonna see how long it takes for full discharge, but he should be shipping it up after that, and then we won't have to emulate Mac to create our iOS app anymore. Will said if it's on Sierra, we can like update the OS for free. I don't know anything about how Mac OS works. We'll figure all that out when we get to it. Worst comes to worst, we can sell it for like, not a lot, but something, and then put that money towards a newer but not new MacBook. I think I'm gonna commence. I organized it all into daily files, which is how I figured out that the camera's date was off. And I just wanna see how long it takes me to get wherever I get. It was a crazy week. I don't think I quite have my ducks in a row to do that more than once a month at the moment, but nevertheless, I'm so glad it happened because I like so many awesome people that I met. And yeah. I know this has been a couple weeks in a row now, but I promise I'm not making the music and edits a normal thing. This is still a journal, not a vlog, but I recorded so much, and so much happened over the last week, and I'm already late. I gotta see if it works. So we're gonna see if it works.
And the other thing I've noticed is that videos that beg for interaction, that require interaction or ask for it, or provoke other people's thoughts, the provocative videos, you know, that like that have maybe a non-popular idea and let people argue on that all that kind of shit boosts, you know, the ranking. So.
Yeah, I mean, I would say with YouTube and sort of the mediums that you could upload to, the main things you want to bank on is the ability to have symbiosis, where information is two ways and ideas are going both directions. So that's one thing I'm excited to experiment with the how to start a startup by someone that doesn't know how to start a startup series, is because not only do I get to like learn more quickly about people that are maybe in different stages that want to know about something that can tell me what to look up, but also people can, like if I have a misunderstanding about something, I can get it in the comments and then like thank that person. And basically, like, one thing that you can really, I think, like, something that sensibly to me seems like a very powerful tool in the beginning is the idea of, like, do things that don't scale. So, like, making a point to make the content oriented around, like, very close interaction with every single person that views, and, like, trying to get every person out of the shroud and like in the comment section, because then you have like
every person what?
Like out of the like out from behind the veil of like just the view number and like getting them to interact so that they're personally invested in you. It's just sort of Like, it's one thing to watch someone, and if that someone happens to be entertaining enough to follow them, but it's another thing for that person to be seen as an equal because they're not particularly popular yet, and then to be openly asking you, no matter who you are, for your thoughts. So I'm on the phone with Adobe Support right now. I'm late. Great way to start the week. Basically, Premiere started getting a little unstable, started crashing, getting like an app hang error, and then it just got progressively worse. And now it like takes literally 5 to 7 minutes to start up, which is like, what the hell is happening? So hopefully they can fix this. It's just actually, I have a video for this. Not that I'll be able to overlay it if Premiere doesn't fucking work in the next week, but you know, if Premiere happens to get its shit together, this is exactly how I feel. It's fine. I'm fine. This is fine. This is fine. It's just a shit show. Sure thing. And if I find any other ways to, I'll also give a response. It's a 52-minute support call, and the result is fucking no one has any idea. Great. The only suggestion left was create a new user on this machine and just start over. This is fine. I'm just gonna try and literally delete everything associated with Adobe and Premiere. We'll see what happens. You know, I see why Jack and Jarvis have used this effect. It's actually kind of useful. So there's a lot more footage, probably 50 gigs worth of me like just slowly making my situation worse, but I'll give you the elemental rundown of what happened. I have this really bad problem with things that require like fully fleshing out the possible scope of issues, and I'm working on it, but I have lapses, this being one of them. The thing that I never mentioned was that I never tried opening another project file. I was just like laser focused on this one and trying to get it to work. And what we found out was the project file was corrupted. So I tried manually uninstalling Adobe. I tried manually uninstalling old Radeon drivers because I have an NVIDIA graphics card now. Basically, all I succeeded in doing was breaking the actual Adobe application, which wasn't actually the problem in the first place, and then having to reinstall Windows 7 on my desktop. That could have been avoided by taking the project file, which was already on Adobe Creative Cloud, and opening it on this laptop, which revealed that it had the same issue, meaning that it wasn't within the application, it was the project file. And I only did that after I broke Premiere on my desktop by thinking I knew how computers work. So I'm just gonna skip all the stuff where I progressively make it worse, but that's what happened. So when you see me reinstalling Windows, it's only my fault. Basically, that's it. But to my defense, a little bit, the Adobe support team didn't open any other projects either, which I guess they have the faith that their users would have that foresight, but you gotta account for the resident dinguses of your user base. And I am a dingus to test a support system if there ever was one. Yours failed, Adobe. Yeah, that's about all I got. All right, going back. Can I do this? Can I do in camera? Oh God. I just realized I haven't edited in the next clip yet, and it wouldn't make much sense to go back to the end of that one as a transition, so we're just gonna do a straight cut instead. Love you, mean it, bye. So now, no Adobe software works, and no retrograding or, like old versions work either. I didn't think it would come to this, but I need emotional support. And right now, only one thing comes to mind. Hi, could I have 4 McDoubles with no pickle and a large fry? Anything up? how much is like a medium vanilla milkshake? How's it going? You look remarkably similar to the guy at the register. Have a good one. To put keto in perspective, this soft drink, this is a large Dr. Pepper, I would guess it's like a 32 ounce, has 100 grams of sugar. Sugar is counted as a carb, but it's like a really awful carb because it's so easy to digest. Keto's daily limit is 20 grams, so this is 5 times in like the worst possible form of the total amount of carbs I could have per day.
Turn left onto Upper Mountain Avenue.
And that kind of actually makes me a little like sick to look at it. It's, I think I'm just gonna eat the food.
His whole life revolves around code, not exactly like the legal aspect of coding.
Yeah.
So that's where I come in. I'm actually a contract manager, so I didn't want him to get screwed over in a sense. And
I don't know if you're taking any advisory positions on that contract management stuff, but that...
No, sure, definitely. I am all ears. I mean, if you're open to like doing phone discussions and like video calls, like I'm free to come on as like somebody to consult.
This is happening. We're here. It's come to this. My computer is basically like perma-fucked now because I had the bright idea to just manually uninstall a bunch of programs and drivers, which I've never done before. I don't know why I thought that would go well, but now Premiere won't open, period. And then I thought to open up the project file on the laptop, and it's doing the same thing. So it's the project file that's corrupted. It was never Premiere on the computer, but now thanks to my specialness, it is a problem on this computer. So I'm doing a clean installation of Windows, and then I have to recreate the weekly number 9. And honestly, if I would have just bit the shit and like recreated it from the beginning, I would have saved 3 days. And this always happens to me. I always think I'm on the cusp of figuring out the problem, and then like a week later, I'm like, why? I spent so much more effort by being lazy. Like I could have avoided all of this. So that's what's gonna happen. Come on! Woo! I should probably unplug every other drive. Oh. Okay, I do not have any more energy for that. I don't know how anyone can make a how to basic video that just like keeps going. I was very tempted to throw an egg just to really get the feel, but no, I can't. It just booted normally. God damn it. It's actually F11 that I'm supposed to press to get into the boot menu. Motherfucker! Zach, you're a genius and I love you, and I'm gonna send you an edible arrangement because I said that randomly thinking that this wouldn't work, and it works, and now you're getting a fucking edible arrangement in the mail. You export a Final Cut XML file from Premiere and it recreates a project file for Final Cut. You then import that back into Premiere, it regenerates a Premiere file, and it gets rid of the corruptions. Corruption! It's done. It works. It works again. I formatted my desktop's SSD for this shit, and all I had to do was that. This is fine. This has been 5 days because I start editing on Monday. So this has been Monday to Friday, non-stop eating shit with these computers. That's all I had to do. Oh my god. I have to reinstall audio effects, but look, you just click any place and it fucking plays. This is... It is a new day, my friends. Things are back up and running. Life can continue. Time check, 5:44, Saturday, July 7th. I woke up with 3 hours of sleep, feeling more energized than I have in the past 2 weeks. If you haven't followed, 2 weeks ago I got an infection in my gum behind my wisdom tooth and wasn't able to close my jaw. I was put on antibiotics and painkillers for a week. That was awful. I lost all semblance of a sleep schedule, and then last week, since Monday, now 6 days, I've been trying to edit last week's weekly video, weekly number 9, and just been running into software issue after software issue. And it works now, and I woke up knowing that I could edit without it crashing and that my computer was now like a clean slate, and it feels amazing. Or 3 hours being like a multiple of 90 minutes, so sleep cycles. I feel like they vary more than, like, I feel like there's gotta be a relatively sizable margin of variance between people on the whole 90-minute sleep schedule thing, but it worked last night, so I'm not complaining. The schedule today is start of the vlog. I'm editing from now to 7:30 this video, and then at 7:30 I'm giving myself a break to sign up for Clerky and prepare for meeting Will's sister, who's going to help us decipher contracts. Basically, the contract I got back from the law firm was basically useless. It'll be good later on to have, like, now I have it, but for now with Will, it is not a contract that represents the dynamic between us. So we're gonna just make a new one. So signing up for Clerky, gonna have some coffee, saving my Red Bull for when I need it later, and then reading articles I sent myself. 7 essential legal documents your startup needs, the legal issues you need to know if you're launching a startup, how to create the perfect co-founder agreement, and then more editing this video from 8:15 to 10, and then at 10, no, I put sign up for Clerky twice. I must have been really tired at 2 when I was writing this. 11, 30 minutes to pack the car, 11:30, 30 minutes to get to Will's. Hopefully I'll arrive a little early. And then his sister, after that's done, as soon as that's done, we're booking it to Harlem to catch the picnic with Gil, Marcus, Carl, probably, maybe Carl, I think he was from Canada, Tisa, and people. It'll be fun. It'll be good. They'll all love Will, I'm sure, and hopefully he just doesn't get poached by, like, Pepsi or something. The liberation of working soup. Soup. Jared, if you're watching, or Christina, if you're watching, maybe you could tell her, thanks for the seaweed soup. It's about to get gone, so. Is this more healthy than ramen noodles? I don't know, it's a tough call. It's a tough call. Homemade seaweed soup, ramen noodle, it's pretty close, neck and neck. Is that teal and orange? I'm gonna, live in nature, you uncreative bastard. Will, if you haven't been able to see, you can get a glimpse of it in the, I think it was 7. Are we playing number 7? Where he like wakes up from the couch. His lats are fucking ridiculous. And you'd never assume it because he always dresses in like a really loose hoodie, but I found out he's just flipping ripped. So I was like, hey, can you teach me how to gym? And he was like, yeah. So, and I've never been to the gym, that's why like I'm stoked that he could lead me through it. Then he was like, yeah, let's just do bodyweight stuff. And I was like, that's what I normally do. And I realized normally for me is like once every other month when I have inspiration. So I tapped out at like 5 pull-ups. I probably did like 12 push-ups yesterday, but I just did 30 and I can feel it in my chest. My fitness is slipping. I haven't been on the bike because of the brake stuff. And oh, seaweed soup helped me. 7:37. I just signed up for Clerky, and they're actually not accepting, with at least not immediately, new existing business signups. So I'm waitlisted, but that's fine. Because I think the biggest thing that Jackie, Will's sister, can help us with now is we can basically go off the original consulting agreement to see everything that we need to account for. And then once we know what everything means, like all the provisions, I think there's like 12 to 16 of them. Once we know what those sections are, what their purpose is, we won't actually need to make and execute the document today because I'm pretty sure I can send it for another revision from the law firm. But what we need to do is basically define under every single provision the requirements that we both want. So for Will, like requirements for compensation, requirements for his protections legally, and then my own and Sprackles and stuff like that. So, I mean, the biggest part is defining those. Then I can send it off to the lawyer, get another draft, have Jackie double check it, and then we'll be set. And then this stuff sucks. I just want to be profitable enough to justify the expense of a dedicated legal team because this is terrible. Another note though, you will note that it says Clerky, sign up, and coffee. Oh, coffee. And this is really weird. I slept for 3 hours last night. I didn't sleep for too long the day before. Oh, I took a nap during the day. That's what happened. Okay, it's less impressive, but still. Yeah, I don't need coffee. I think this is just like the adrenaline motivation from like now all my shit works again and I can get stuff done. The updates I tried to install again on the desktop, 3rd time's a charm. Like 80% of them installed successfully, so I'm restarting it again to install the rest. It's all on the app. We're gonna get there eventually. Ow. I just thought I'd mention something about this because I always forget about it. A weird side effect of the ADHD medication that I've noticed more than once, but usually it's so brief that I forget about it. But I'll have a moment of like really, really solid inspiration about something where suddenly like just the clarity of it, I'm like thinking about the full paradigm, and then there'll be a split second of like panic and unsureness. And then it'll go back to confidence. But like looking through all this stuff, I made a note called, what was it? Business operations, Sparkle operations, online research. So I was making a note called 3 articles on navigating co-founding. I was feeling super good, like in the zone, productivity mode. In the zone, like feeling really productive. And then I was like reading through the things and I put 7 essential legal, my soup's done. 7 essential legal documents your startup needs, put the link for it, felt fine. Pasted the next title and it was the legal issues you need to know if you're launching a startup in 2017. And something about the thought of like when I read 17, I sort of started thinking about if you're launching a startup, there's a lot of people that launch startups. There's a lot of startups, a lot of them fail. What are we doing? Am I doing anything right? Like what is the point of what is the point of anything in life? There's like a flash of that and then now I'm fine again. It's really weird. And this only happens on medication days. the jeans shrunk. It's a nice day out. It's apparently only gonna be like 78 at the highest, which is really awesome. I prepared somewhat for actually discussing everything. And I think I know how I'm gonna get Will to come out of a shell a little bit and like demand stuff, because I mean, that's ultimately what we need for communication. Did I have everything? I think I have everything. Oh yeah, this I forgot about this. Put on all the bags, look down. I did forget something. Oh, is Will there?
You can't be opening doors having the camera pointing at things.
I thought Will was coming down.
Nah,
Is it upstairs?
he's asleep right now. I can get him for you.
Oh, okay, that'd be great.
All right, what's your name?
Coy.
Coy?
Yeah.
I'll be right
Sorry.
back. Oh, what the hell?
That went well. Moved the blinds. I was like, wow, Will got taller.
Yeah.
Oh no. How you doing?
Oh, very good.
I'm here to sabotage your health and well-being.
My health and wealth?
There you go.
Talk.
And I got your Fanta in my bag.
No, it's your Fanta.
Well, yeah, but I got Red Bull now.
Now you have both.
Great. I've been doing the studying. Maybe they'll eat the gluten-free cupcakes. Maybe they'll want the gluten-free cupcakes.
Oh, I don't think they deserve gluten-free.
It's not the sugar, it's the gluten. Everyone's just violently allergic to gluten but show no symptoms other than self-reporting. Oh, you have a crate style. What is it called? What's this? The tower is like ATI?
The ATI Thermotank.
Ooh. Does it tank your thermos?
I mean, it hasn't overheated yet.
Sweet.
There's a bunch of my controllers.
Do you emulate everything?
I emulate ESP, DS.
Yeah, maybe the cupcakes and
It only makes it worse.
Yeah, Wilbert's
And-
like a little ninja. Even in the house. You don't even know he's there.
Well, he also has done
doing the
flips in
things
front of
he's
me and
doing.
jumped out of my window before,
Yeah.
so a ninja in more ways than one. But you feel free to judge for this.
No, it's okay because everybody does it.
For Yelp,
Yeah.
and it was a startup law firm in Manhattan.
Mhm.
Having regrets.
Oh,
Because I've been told by that one advisor, Alex, to go to with Clerky, like before I even did the incorporation documents, but I just felt so lost. I was like, I'll never be able to figure it out. And
Yeah.
now I'm like,
and then I just happened to fall out the sky
uh,
and tore your agreement up. I'm sorry.
no, I mean it's better now than later
Yeah,
for like
yeah.
all this stuff to come to my attention.
That's funny.
And so the local little wordplay for Wakulla is "We'll kill you, County." It's super great. Population 30,000 people. It's
Is
all-
that where bath salts originated?
But it might have been. They have a meth thing there. There was an A&E spinoff of Cops, and I was on Facebook one day scrolling through, and I saw a clip, and I was like, I've seen that sheriff's car before, and it was from Wakulla, and they were shooting at Wakulla. I was like, did the learns. We learned the dids. There's an altercation. Now to Harlem. I've never been to Harlem, I don't think. We parked.
We made it.
It's right there, actually. Like, that's the that's the entrance. These pants for sure, definitely are smaller than when I gave them to the laundromat. I'm positive, and by positive I mean relatively not unsure. There's another pair of sunglasses somewhere in here. I think it's in the glove compartment if you want them.
No, you see, every time I put on sunglasses, I immediately look like the main antagonist from any movie.
Oh no, dude! Look at these spots, bro. I really need to come here. Like, this is dank. Precision.
Bunny hop.
Parkour. Oh, is that the... I can't see anyone's face until I'm like 10 feet away. Nice to see you guys. Gil with one L meets Will with one L.
Hey.
This is Quentin.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Quentin. Nice to meet you, bro.
So guys, Kem.
Nice to meet you.
Mark Kem.
Mark.
What's going on, BG?
Cam?
Yeah.
What is that?
That's awesome. Got a little. It got a little bigger.
Hey.
I think we're about to head out to go
All right.
grab Korean food.
Cool, man.
Good seeing you.
No, pleasure. Totally. Definitely coming out. Will,
Around.
pleasure, man. All the best.
If there's like a Stephen Colbert house party,
Oh,
he
well.
lives in Montclair, so
Yeah. Let me know.
yeah. Never seen him there, but apparently it's folklore in Montclair that he does in fact live there.
Actually, a bit more. It's one of my homegirls lives out there. I'm like, okay, I might sooner or later.
True.
You know, I got to plan it when nothing's going on here.
Life here chill.
Exactly. The Korean food is gonna be amazing.
It was nice to see you guys again. Is there another one of these happening soonish?
I think
Or
so.
something like
yeah,
this,
yeah,
another
before the
gathering.
end of the summer. Yeah, I'm sure. Oh, I might have something probably in 2 weeks in my rooftop. Like, probably like 50 people. So, curated invite
Cool.
list, but I'll definitely send it your way.
I just found out today that Harlem was in Manhattan.
Okay, yes.
We're learning. We're learning. Slowly. I did move here like 11
Yes.
months ago, but we're getting
But
there.
you know what? You're not the only one. I have to tell people that all the time. They're like, "Oh, where do you live?" I'm like, "Harlem."
I
They're like,
thought it
"How
was-
far from Manhattan." I'm like, "It's in Manhattan."
I've been to Highbridge before, so I should know this. Like, I've been up here. But I just like
It's not.
didn't have
It's not
clue.
that far. Like,
Isn't Manhattan School of Music in Harlem? Or like on the edge of? I'm pretty sure.
a 10-minute train ride to like Times Square.
When does Harlem, like what street does it start?
110 to 155.
So I think Manhattan
Like
School of
right
Music's,
above
like,
Central
on the
Park.
120s. So I guess it's, yeah. So I just didn't know I was in Harlem. What now?
Yeah, you good now?
Yeah,
Definitely. Did you do your trick?
That's right.
Think about it. Still think. You think
I mean, I can do one trick.
Be careful. Go to the emergency room.
I won't go to the hospital.
He's done several backflips, casually explaining a backflip.
Okay.
Before I turn 36, like to do a backflip. Like seriously, that's it. That's all I want to do.
Same.
Just a backflip
It'll probably
before I
take me
turn-
to the same age to get it.
That's like 10 plus years, you mean?
I mean,
15 years.
You would think that's enough time, but
Get there.
yeah.
In the next like 6 months, seriously, I'm I've never seen it before.
See you, man.
Keyboard.
I thought it was gonna
Texty
be like one of
phones?
those heroic stories where like it was in a loop and it came out and then you caught it at the bottom of the loop.
Oh no, it just dropped.
Oh, okay, all
It
right.
was-
He just started telling me the story and I was like, I was picturing it in my head. I thought it was a story of success, but apparently he just lost the phone on a roller coaster, which is really depressing.
No, I got it back.
You got it back.
I hopped the fence to get over it, grabbed my phone, and hopped back.
How did you? Who let what? How did?
No one let me.
Ah, I see how this works now.
Doing a back tuck, like when you haven't like warmed up or anything, you can feel it like stretch your quads and hamstrings, and your body's like, cool.
I get the sensation that my abs are tearing themselves to pieces.
Yeah.
That's the one I get. I don't know if these are the same. Like I don't know if yours is a good thing, but mine is not. He's probably too high society for us. But McLaren standards are so like through the stratosphere that they don't even consider that a supercar. They call it their sport series.
God damn.
And it's got, I think it's called the 570 because it has 570 horsepower. And people can supercharge them to like 700 or 800 horsepower. And it's a Harman monocoque McLaren. And they're like, no, it's a sport. So I don't know what that's about. Sixth Ave and 32nd. So here's an annoying rule. Even if the hydrant is clearly broken, it doesn't matter. Like if it literally is like sawed in half, you still can't park next to it. This is spot? Holy shit, this is a spot. Awesome. That was surprising.
Yeah.
This is the magic of movie making. It definitely wasn't staged in any way. So yeah, we just go up to 32nd and then we're somewhere. You ever see those videos that like, it's like a car driving by and someone does a backflip over it? And you see the ones that do it right, and then you see the like popular Instagram YouTuber people, they like go to recreate it, but they try to fake it like from the side. And then you see the people that are not famous on YouTube or Instagram that don't do parkour or gymnastics of any sort think that the second one was real and then get hit by a car, basically.
Oh, there was this one guy, I felt so bad for him. He was like, okay, so I'm gonna do it today. And like, but like you could tell like with his physique and everything, like he has experience with this. He was like, okay, my brother's gonna come at me at like 30 miles per hour and I'm gonna do a backflip over this car. So he does the round off. And as he's jumping for the backflip, the car clips his legs and he does 3 extra flips and we're just like,
does he land on his feet, ass, or neck? It's like very different outcomes.
This is like a neck scenario. Just like, he's not standing up. And he kind of got up and he was like, like
yeah, that's a warranted reaction, I'd say, to get hit by a car at 40 miles an hour. We found it. There's no awning here. So I'm gonna take credit for this one. I forgot to lock the car, but Christine's at Broadway and 30th, which is on the way, so we'll just meet her there. Head to 5 Senses as one group so we can actually get seated. Wait. We're just gonna get there eventually. Hi, Christine. Christine, Will is the original advisor of all of Sprackle.
Oh no,
and my life.
I'm just a sounding board.
So this is Will.
Picture of me on camera.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I've decided to get used to it.
That's good. It's not a current
2018, very 2018 of me.
Yeah, well it's that, but it's also personal branding. And now it's selective, it's not 24/7.
Oh yeah.
It's pertinent to Sprackle.
Yeah,
so, you know.
it's curated.
So I figured locking a car would probably be good to do.
Yeah.
So, oh boy, this line was not here before, but.
thank you.
We have officially come full freaking circle. It's like the Sprackle christening of some sort. 5 Senses, and then I still don't know the name. I wanna end today's, just like close it off so it doesn't become open-ended and hard to manage. But what time is it? It's like analog watch. 9:27. I did it. It's been a successful day. I'm one step closer to enlightenment and diabetes. And I will resume this. Also, you know, are you living unless you know that the fear of death? I submit that you are not. Sunday I'm just going to be editing. Monday, Tuesday gym session, so the next update may be the next week's video. This might be the end. Well guys, I mean I'm still gonna see you, but for the sake of the story, this is goodbye. Forever and all. Forever. Peace. I wish. Oh no. That's hard. That's really hard to do. This one's kind of a little farther away than the cello swing. Recording is a dangerous thing for me because on top of being what basically made me compulsively record until I killed myself, I don't commit to things because you don't have to. There's no sense in continuing if you screw up the recording, and the idea is to use the whole thing. Because of that, it's quite the trap for me. Hopefully I can fix that, because I'd love to do multi-tracks without like it being counterproductive. I've never been able to play low this consistently. That's completely new. I've never been able to do that with a consistent embouchure. Yeah, it's 4K. Yeah, I know. It's pretty impressive. It's really. Is it a screen or is it art? I don't know. Huh?